Hey guys, Jay King, Self Made Millionaire, coming to you from MillionairePennyStocks.com. And today we banked on CNAT. This was a great dip buy today. This stock is an earnings winner. And today was a perfect day around, I want to show you the chart, around between I think it was 10 and 10:30. This was a perfect time to buy this particular stock on the dip. And I want to show you a chart. If you look real closely, I did this trade on my iPhone. And if you look real closely, here you will see between the times of 10 and about 11 o'clock, notice that the stock, it dipped down and it found support. Now this is very important for you to understand. Support is when a stock will not drop beneath a certain price. So probably for about 15 to 20 minutes, we see right here it finds support at around 438, 439. And I noticed that the support levels was actually between 438 and 441. And so if you can see right here, notice you see this support level for a while. And all of a sudden, this is where I alerted my subscribers. I also sent you out a Facebook message. I basically bought on the dip. I only bought 2,500 shares at 439, I believe, 440, 439, somewhere around there. But you can see right here where you see the support, and it goes up just a little, but then it comes right back down, goes right back up, comes right back down to support level. And so as long as the stock is not dropping beneath the support level between the times of 10 and 11 or 10 and 10:30, you're fine. Anytime I dip by a stock, I'm basically waiting for that stock to gradually merge its way up. I noticed at around this time, if you look real closely, if you noticed at around this time, you can also see that there was about 25 million shares that had already been traded in one day in this particular stock. And so this was a wonderful time to dip buy this particular earnings winner. Now remember, when you go into a trade, you need to go in with goals and with rules. And when I went into this trade, I knew if I bought around 439, 440, that I was going to exit the trade. If it would have dropped beneath the support level of 439, I probably would have exited around 434, 435, because the whole goal is to keep my risk minimized. But one thing I do want to talk about is on some trades you will sell a little bit too early, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. But my mistake on this trade was I made a good trade, made a good execution, but I sold a little bit too early. I could have been a little bit more patient because the stock went all the way up to 455, 456, and I sold at 454. But I probably should have been more patient because I had the leverage. I bought in at 439, so I could have been a little bit more patient and waited to see if it was going to drop a little bit lower. But you know, we banked $330, and so I'm $330 richer. And so I get ready for my next trade. I'm still watching this stock just to let you know, because I believe it's still a little bit overextended. It's done over 160 something percent already. And so we may look to watch this stock reach certain heights, but I'm going to look to short this later on, maybe this week, once it hits certain key levels of resistance. But I wanted to show you today this particular dip buy. This was a wonderful dip buy. I kind of waited. The market opened, and this stock was already at 517. And I mean, actually, it ended up dipping all the way down to 430, I think 425 actually. Came all the way down close to 425, 430. But this is a wonderful dip buy. Congrats to Sarah in North Carolina. She made 1,300 on this play. And I'm just glad to see my students getting a hold of this information. Eddie, he's a new student. He just signed up this week. Eddie, I look forward to mentoring you and coaching you and training you. And I'm very excited. I believe Eddie's from Wyoming. And so I'm making this video lesson now. I'm looking at some of my students. I'm looking at some of their trades that they're making. And congrats to Eddie. He's been paper trading. He started off looking at some of my video lessons and listening to some of the lessons, and he's learning at a fast rate. But just remember, just be patient. There's nothing to rush. These patterns, you'll get familiar with a lot of these patterns throughout the time that you practice on paper trading. And guys, look here, man, you can get a hold of this information. I mean, you don't have to pay a lot of money to learn how to trade. So if there are people out there that's trying to get you to pay a lot of money, it's going to be a ripoff, because a lot of things that you can learn about trading, you can learn it through Google, you can learn it through cheap mentorship. There's a lot of guys out there that teach how to trade stocks. You have options. You have futures. You have forex. You have stocks. There's so many different avenues you can go, and just don't spend a lot of money learning how to trade. I mean, it's not something you have to do in the 21st century. We have material. We have books. We have mentorship, and there's a lot of good people out there that's training. I also watch the guys out there that's just wanting to take people's money and not add any value. It's not really my goal to try to rip people off. I mean, that's not my major goal, and that's not even a concern that I have as far as ripping people off. Of course, I want to be successful as a coach, and I need more students to sign up. Go to millionairepenny.com. But my main passion is to teach people the skill set of how to trade and how to go to the next level in the stock market. That's my main goal. And so a lot of my material that you can learn from me is free. You can go to millionairepenny.com and you can read a lot of my blogs. And the whole purpose for reading someone's blog is so you can learn how someone thinks. And pretty much if you want to learn about the stock market, it's learning a person's psychology that's going to help you advance in the market, learning how I think, learning why I buy stocks, why I sell stocks, why I short stocks, why I cover, learning why I enter into stocks around certain times. Learning this information through experiential knowledge is going to help you tremendously in the stock market. Again, congrats to those of you that were on top of this CNAT. This was a wonderful buy. I really played the charts. I didn't really research much concerning the company. I didn't really have time. I went to my tools on E-Trade, and I saw that this was basically a top gainer. And I just played the charts today. I didn't do anything special. Didn't go to Yahoo Financing. I didn't read any of the SEC filings or nothing along those lines. But we just played price action, momentum, volume, and volatility. And the volume was great. I mean, for a stock to be at 20 million, 30 million volume at around 10:30 on the dip, that was wonderful. I mean, this stock had reached about, I think, 540 or 550, and it dipped all the way down to about 430, 440 with support. And remember now, stocks can find support throughout the day several times. So if you enter into a stock and you miss the support level, it may drop again 3 or 4 more times. That's why it's very important for you to cut losses and minimize losses. If I would have entered into this trade at 439 and it would have dropped to a new support level of 432, 433, well, I don't know how low the stock is going to go. It can establish several more support levels throughout the day. So I would have cut losses at about 435, 434, because my whole goal is to minimize my risk on each trade. I want to maximize my profit. I didn't do a good job on maximizing my profit on this trade. So I could have maximized my profit a little bit better on this trade, even though we make money. As you can see, we bought it at 440 and sold it 454. Normally, I don't try to get a 10 or 15 cent spread. Primarily, I like to get a 30 to 50 cent spread, but I have to take sometimes what the market gives me. But on this particular trade, we could have been a little bit more patient. So I wanted you to see this particular chart. And this is a pretty simple chart. It just shows a stock going into new heights or entering into new heights and then it dipping down. A lot of sellers ended up selling the stock. You probably had a lot of short sellers that dropped the price down. But the volume in between here, between 10 and 11 was great. And this was a wonderful time to dip buy. So this is what I'm doing. I'm looking for stocks that are entering into new heights, stocks that are earnings winners, and we're looking to either short over extended stocks or we're looking to buy stocks on the dip. Again, this is Jay King, Self Made Millionaire. Have a great day.